The show looks set to return to Young and Restless when Victoria announces an upcoming episode that will rock the Newman family. Just taking over as CEO, Victoria's made no secret of her disgust when Victor overthrew her in favor of Adam, who was blackmailing him at the time. After the truth was revealed about AJ Montalvo's murder, Victoria was quickly reinstated but still unhappy about becoming collateral damage in the latest clash of Adam and Victor. Victoria is often said to resemble her father most, and this would be a cruel, undisputed power move. But Victor is incapable of patting her back with pride and can try to force her out. Would he want to bring Adam back as CEO? It's a good bet, given his newly found sympathy for his son, but a host of other music CEO seats could be catastrophic for the company Victor started with. Victoria left a portrait of Victor in the conference room to signal her state of mind as she called none other than Jack Abbott to Newman Enterprises to meet. All smile, and Jack seems intrigued by any offer Victoria offers him, and says he can't turn down a win-win offer. The weekly Young and Restless trailer shows Vicky's ex-girlfriend Billy and Amanda discussing Victoria's power move and speculating that if she does, it will trigger a war between Newman and Newman. With Nikki also showing up to give Victoria a dire warning about what she's about to do, it's clearly a game-changer. If Victoria's plan is to form a win-win alliance between Newman Enterprises and rival Jawboat Cosmetics, it's hard to come up with anything that would make Victor more bloody, and how good. Then let Victoria cost her father the price he did? It will actually cause a fight, and family members will surely be asked to choose the side between Team Victor and Team Victoria. Mariah accepts that Tessa will stay for a while, and Tessa asserts that playing songs in the park will make her happy. Mariah is sure Tessa will remain an epic star. "As long as you are my star," Tessa replied lovingly. At the clinic, Nate and Elena take a moment to relax after the patient's attack, and she teases him about happy things by saying that the day will slow down. The phone rings. Elena says it's all about him. Nate picked up the phone and pretended to accept an invitation to a round of golf. Elena whispered that he was not amusing anyone, although it was obvious she was charmed. Nate and Elena rest after treating an elderly woman who has had her throat cut off after stepping into a glass window. Nate is happy that the patient has not lost an eye, and Elena jokes that it was all his fault for being careless. She added that the little old lady was infatuated with him, and he replied that the woman had competition, as a patient had a gallbladder offering to make him a cake. Elena gladly complained that it was sexist because no one gave her any dessert. Nate volunteered to choose one for her. At the society, Amanda and Devin review the projects she has completed. He wished she would charge him for the work she did, but she insisted that professionalism meant free. He was amazed at where they ended up after the way the two grew up in a foster home. They discussed awarding a scholarship, and she envisioned what the money would mean to her when she was in high school, and she is praying to get into college. Devin recalls that he did not pay attention to school until Neil became his role model. Amanda took the name Constance Baker Motley as her inspiration for having to work twice as hard to earn half credit. Devin realizes that he has billions of dollars, but it feels like he is borrowing an outfit from Neil's closet. Devin muses that that's why New Hope and his other charitable projects mean so much to him, and Amanda praises him for using Catherine's money in a great way. Devin recounts how he spent it in more frivolous ways until Neil got him upright. Amanda predicts that her money will make a big difference for a lot of people. Devin announced that their work is done, so Amanda can get back to her real work. She insists that it is a real job, even if she works for free. Devin is surprised that this is just the beginning, as he has no intention of slowing down the Hamilton Winters or the Scholarship Fund. Amanda commented that although she has never met Neil, inwardly she knows that Neil will be very proud. Ashley visits the Abbott mansion to check on Dina. Jack recalled that their mother experienced an emotional reaction when Kyle and Summer played some music, and Dina said Bixley as Jack tried to reassure her. Ashley doesn't know what it means, and she wonders if Bixley is someone Dina already knows. Jack laments that it could be something important Dina is trying to tell them, or that it might not be all. Ashley says that sometimes things should be better buried, and Jack realizes that the secrets have hurt her in the past. Jack thinks it will drive him crazy if he doesn't do anything he can to find out what Dina means, but he understands if Ashley doesn't want to participate in finding answers. Ashley is determined to help him, and she speculates that Bixley is her ex. Jack countered that it could be a colleague or a business rival. Jack searched his phone and found hundreds of Bixleys online. Jack ponders whether he's doing something undesirable, and he sees no point in forcing Dina to provide more information. Ashley asks them to review Dina's memoirs. Jack starts to go upstairs to get them, but Ashley finds something on the table and stops him. She held up a pad of paper with Bixley on it, and she noted that Dina had been thinking about it even before she heard the song. After talking to the nurse, Jack says she gave Dina pen and paper, but Dina did not give any explanation as to who Bixley was. Ashley believes it makes sense to Dina as she tries to write. Ashley ponders whether Bixley might be another long-lost sibling, but Jack suspects that Dina has another child out there. Ashley argues that Dina was young enough to have more children when she left John, but Jack thinks they will find out if that happens. Ashley points out that Dina has kept her relationship with Stuart a secret for decades. Tracy comes home and asks what's going on. Tracy assumes that Jack and Ashley's fantasies are working frantically, because she doesn't know they made the leap for Dina to have another baby. Ashley moans that she still tends to think about the worst of their mother. Tracy examined Dina's doodle on the pad and realized that the word was Bixby, and she knew exactly what Dina was saying. Tracy recalls that John kept lining up for his kids to get a picture, and he always said smiling at Bixby, a camera called Bixomatic. She remembers how he likes to watch movies at home, and she hypothesizes that Dina wants to see the movie and can go back to where it all started. Mariah meets Tessa on the Crimson Lights porch and is horrified to see a table decorated with flowers and a small scones. Mariah wonders they weren't ready to face the reviewer that day, but Tessa reveals that the movie is for Mariah, whom she thinks can use her resting time with. Mariah points out that she has a lot to do, but Tessa rummages through a list of everything that has been handled at home. Tessa declared that the only thing left was for Mariah to take a deep breath and slowly let it out. Mariah feels that she should do something for Sharon, but Tessa reasoned that Sharon would insist that Mariah took a few minutes for herself. Mariah doesn't know how she would get through anything without Tessa, and Tessa replies that she's just a small cog in Sharon's support system. Mariah emphasizes that Tessa is more than that, because Tessa is a cheerleader, someone who makes people comfortable and knows the right time to motivate them. Mariah received a text message, and her expression darkened as she read it. Mariah asks to know why Tessa didn't tell her about denying the chance to appear at a music festival in October. Mariah said that Tanner just sent a message to warn that it was a mistake. Big. Tessa emphasized that it was not a big deal, but Mariah noted that many famous artists would be present there. Tessa explains that she didn't mention it because she didn't want Mariah to distract herself from everything going on. Mariah wants Tessa to touch her and she feels like she's hugging Tessa. Mariah protests that Tessa shouldn't give up make-up moments for her. Tessa argued that no music festival could make or break her, but if she lost Mariah, she wouldn't let that happen. Tessa is determined to be there for Sharon and Mariah, for the family is bound to the good and the bad. Tessa realized she had never had it when she was growing up and that this was the first time in her life she felt like she belonged somewhere. She added that she won't give it up for all the fame and money in the world. Nick visited Newman's farm, hoping to find out why Victoria was back in charge of Newman Enterprises. Nick wants to make sure that Victor is not arrested for murder. Victor walks in, and Nikki swears that Victor didn't kill anyone, but Adam did. Victor explains that Adam protected Hope when AJ threatened her, and Victor has known the truth for a long time. Nick is horrified to learn that Adam has blackmailed his father for the crime that Adam committed. In the penthouse, Chelsea went downstairs, calling Connor back that she was going to try to get in touch with his father. Chelsea anxiously calls Nikki and says she needs to get Connor out of the house. Chelsea was grateful when Nikki invited him to the ranch, and Chelsea asked if Victor was there. Chelsea added that she wasn't trying to stop Victor from seeing Connor, as it's the exact opposite. She thinks Connor needs to feel safe and loved, and she believes that only Victor can give Connor what he needs. Nikki reports that Chelsea will get rid of Connor soon, and Victor commented that Connor is better for them, so they can be in control of what he finds out. Nick suspects that Adam had completely prevented the killing of a man, and Victor sternly hoped that it wouldn't be discussed outside of that room. Nick wondered if Victor was going to blackmail Adam, just like Adam was trying to do with Victor. Victor defends that Adam is 11 years old and tries to protect his mother. Nick admits that AJ's death was a terrible tragedy, but he is talking about what Adam did with Victor and Victoria. Nick yelled that Adam was there when Victoria was stabbed, but that didn't stop Adam from pushing her out of his work. Victor admits that Adam's actions are despicable, but he is opposed to continuing the cycle of revenge. Reluctantly, Nick agrees to keep it a secret for the sake of Connor, but he demands to know whether Adam is completely out of their lives. Victor and Nikki remain silent, and Nick grumbled, "That's what I think." Nick goes out to protest Nikki. Nikki explained that Victor couldn't blame Nick for asking the same question she asked so many times. Victor urged her to imagine what Adam was going through. Nikki understands that they all have had enough with Adam, and she thinks Victor should focus on Victoria, who will be a big blow in his fight with Adam. Victor insists that Victoria has what she wants, and he finds Victoria's lack of compassion for Adam to be unscrupulous. What do you think Victoria's announcement will be? How do you see this game play out? Check out the pictures of the Newman family in the gallery below, then be sure to subscribe to the Y&R newsletter to receive the latest soap news and features delivered straight to your inbox.